Hello, everyone, and welcome to week one of the UNPL Winter Wildcard. I'm Zand, and I'm going to go over a quick little team builder for week one before we get in. We're not going to spend a lot of time here. We're going to jump straight into the battle. If you want to get there even faster, timestamp will be in the description. I'm going to throw the matchup on screen now. There it is. And we can see our first opponent has a lot of strong Pokemon. The one advantage I think we have for this battle is the speed. If you watch the team builder, you'll see I talked a lot about speed tiers. I thought getting really fast in these low tiers was really important, and our opponent caps out at base 95. So we have 3 Pokemon faster than their entire team, and we have what 2 Pokemon that speed tie with their fastest Pokemon. So I think we're doing pretty good in that department. We need to utilize that as best we can. If we assess their team for threats, Frosmoth, obviously, incredibly terrifying, incredibly strong Pokemon, held back by its bad typing and its lack of recovery. But Ice Scales just makes it so incredible to eat those special hits. Quiver Dance up, easily sweep teams at +2, easily sweep my team at +2, maybe. So we're going to try to prevent that. Tatsugiri with a rapid spin, its dual stab is pretty strong, mixed with Icy Wind to hit our Toad's Cruel, because that's like our main special defense Pokemon, so that's a little bit scary. I think Gloom is actually pretty strong to us just because of its bulk and its kind of natural typing resists a lot of what we've got going on, so that could be pretty obnoxious. It's got the the Monferno. I think its dual stab plus knockoff plus U-turn or any kind of utility move it wants to run could be really annoying. Toucannon, something I didn't prep for at all initially. I built a team when I was on vacation, and I looked back and I really liked the team, and I said, what am I doing versus Toucannon? Like, it's incredible. It's so strong. It was so strong against the team. I reworked. I swapped out 2 Pokemon because I thought it was that big of a threat. So we hopefully are a little stronger against it now. And then the Tera Captains, I think all 3 of them are decent enemy. I think Plusle's pretty strong with Electric Move plus Tera Ice or Tera Fairy, or really any Tera that can help it deal with Toedscruel. I think it's pretty annoying for my team to deal with. And then Krokorok, just its natural dual typing is pretty strong, but if it can Tera out of its weaknesses, that's even better. And then Sinistcha, you always got to respect the little Shell Smashers. So what we've got going on, I kind of looked at our team. I liked a few things instantly, and then I've pivoted out a few things. So first thing I have here is Heavy-Duty Boots Golem. This is not our lead. This is just a really strong Pokemon with Rock Polish to outspeed everything on their team at +2. It does a ton of damage to everything, also, even just at base, because we're just adamant max attack, so we're really, really strong. Realistically, we want this to be our emergency check to something like Frosmoth getting out of hand. We have the Heavy Slam there because we don't want to miss Rock Blast into it. But these 3 attacks hit most of their team for super effective damage, and I feel like it's just a really good safety net to have that sturdy boots. It means even if they get rocks up early, we don't have to worry about it. So I do like Golem a lot here. Primeape, kind of our first pick, kind of had to bring it. I did run the Eviolite this week. I was debating Choice Scarf because Choice Scarf means we're pretty much guaranteed outspeeding everything. The only things we wouldn't would be a Scarfed Plusle and a Scarfed Dachsbun, both at max speed, which I don't anticipate coming. But we didn't run max speed because we are running more of a support Annihilate Primeape set this week. We have the U-turn with Stealth Rock, so I didn't have room for rocks on Golem, so I threw them on Primeape because we didn't really need more than Drain Punch plus Rage Fist. Drain Punch to keep us kind of healthy, because this is kind of a defensive pivot into some of his team. I liked it for Gloom. I thought maybe he runs Sleep Powder Gloom, so I should run Vital Spirit, but also he could definitely run Strength Set Gloom, which would be more annoying for me, so I'd rather have Defiant. So pretty basic set, nothing too crazy here. We do have a little bit of special defense in here just to help us be more of a Spadef pivot, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I want to get it in early, get rocks up as soon as possible, kind of put a lot of pressure on that Frosmoth to be boots. Next up, we've got the Dedenne. It's our first of 2 Tera Captains. This is the first Pokemon I thought of when I saw my opponent's team, because their Fairy Resist are Metang and Gloom, and so I can just Volt Switch out on both of those. I have Nuzzle to slow down a lot of their team. Like, if Frosmoth comes in, it's kind of the only thing that really doesn't get 2-hit KO'd by Tera Fairy Gleam, so I can just Nuzzle it on the following turn, and suddenly it's not an issue anymore. So I like that quite a bit. I think this was going to be my definite only Tera Cap at first. Ended up changing that plan completely, and it is now probably not going to be my Tera Cap unless we don't need our second one, but I do like it in this matchup quite a bit. We've got Dodrio. I think this is the strongest offensive Pokemon we have against my opponent. If you notice, the item is definitely not your typical offensive item. That's because we are running an Acrobatics set. So I was like, I want this to be +2 because it kind of just KOs everything that's not like bulky Metang, and I think it doesn't KO Dachsbun at +2, but it does a ton of damage. So just Acrobatics Drill Run alone covers pretty much everything. We've got Trailblaze to get a +1 because if we can outspeed every Scarfer on my opponent's team, we're not as easily revenged. And then Swords Dance because we want to be able to one-shot things. And we kind of want something to do before we get to attacking because we don't want to use a weak Acrobatics. So that's kind of the thought there. Looking at the health, I actually kind of messed up. I should have ran an even amount of health because then we could force proc Sitrus Berry by switching it on rocks twice, but it's probably okay. Either way, this is a really strong Pokemon that is only stopped by a couple things. Dachsbun can't knock us out easily, so we can set up in front of that pretty freely. Metang also, it does, you know, chunky damage. I think maybe like a Psyfangs or Heavy Slam, something like that into a Bullet Punch can threaten us quite a bit, but Sitrus Berry should help quite a bit from getting revenged by that. So I just think this is incredible. I just need 2 turns to set up. I need to find those 2 turns somewhere. And I think we can get there. I think we can find a chance to set up on some of the things like Gloom. We've also just got to watch out for Beak Blast, though, because we're obviously all contact attacks. So if we hit into a Beak Blast, we're going to burn ourselves and we're going to be unhappy. But I think this is kind of our mid-game breaker or late-game sweeper, depending on what Pokemon our opponent does and doesn't bring. Next up, we have the first of our trade outs. So I will say my original team had Toedscruel and it had Quaxwell. I really like both of those. Quaxwell was just a free check into Monferno, and Toedscruel is faster than everything, and I had a bunch of support on it. Problem with both of those is they just don't do that much. Otherwise, they really let in some things for free. Didn't like that. So I ended up running Misdreavus. It's so bulky. It's so incredibly bulky. I'm running pretty much max HP, max defense, but I'm timid. The reason I'm timid is I'm outrunning things like Metang at max speed. I'm outrunning something else. Oh, like non-speed boosting Toucannon. I'm outrunning non-speed boosting Cranidos if he decides to bring that. So just a lot of good stuff from this Misdreavus, and I think these moves are really good into my opponent. We've got the Shadow Ball, basic stab. We've got Power Gem because it 2-hit KOs Frosmoth at base. If it Quiver Dances, of course, we're not 2-hit KOing it anymore, but that's a problem for another time. And then Toucannon was our other big problem, so Power Gem also does a clean chunk to it. We've got the Icy Wind here. So my problem with running healing moves is when I'm getting outsped, I have trouble clicking them, and Pain Split is something you kind of hard call. Like, I'm going to get hit low, my opponent's full health, I'm going to Pain Split now to hopefully trade that health back. Icy Wind takes some of the guessing out of the equation. I slow down my opponent. After they hit me, I'm 1 health, they're full health. I Pain Split, get my health back up, and they're still slower than me on the following turn, so I can start attacking again. Icy Wind also conveniently gives us something to hit Crocorock because otherwise it completely walls Power Gem Shadow Ball. So I like that. There were some other moves I could have run. I liked Will-O-Wisp on it, but at the end of the day, I decided this was the best set of moves. Finally, we have Porygon. I am excited to be using this week 1. We are Tera Steel. I probably changed this Tera type like 4 times, but Tera Steel gives us a just incredibly easy switch into Frosmoth. And the thing is, I built this Porygon up, and I forgot Trace existed. I had Download and Analytic. I was going back and forth. I was like, Download, and I run Trick Room, or Analytic, and I run, not Trick Room, just super slow. And then I looked, and I was like, why don't I just Trace? Because I can Trace Frosmoth's Ice Scales, and suddenly I just completely 1v1 it, always. I can Trace Puzzlegiri's Storm Drain. I'm immune to the Water-type move, and I resist the Dragon-type move with Tera Steel. So I beat that 1v1. Something else. Toucannon doesn't really matter. Crocorock, I steal and flip its Intimidate. Plusle, I steal and turn Lightning Rod against it. So just a lot of really good stuff here. I think Porygon is fantastic. I think Trace is fantastic. We're a little bit bulky, got a lot of special attack. Not too surprising there. The moveset looks a little weird because we have Tera Blast and Tri-Attack, which are effectively the exact same attack until we Tera. So if we don't Tera this, it's kind of a wasted slot. Problem with that was Tera Steel, Tera Blast is really, really good into Dachsbun and Frosmoth. But it means we are kind of walled out by the Plusle, so it could nasty plot up versus us and kind of 1v1 us. Maybe, depending on the Tera type. If its Tera type is something that hits Steel types, like Tera Ground, then we definitely lose the 1v1. So I wanted that safety net tri-attack in case we do Tera this. And yeah, that's the team. I'm looking forward to the battle. This went on longer than I thought, but we will get to the battle soon. All right, we are searching now. I don't know what song. Oop, grabbed it quick. Opponent is Tera Plusle, which makes sense. It's probably Nasty Plot, Alluring Voice, Thunderbolt, Bolt Switch, maybe, if I had to guess. And here's the team. Okay, some things here that I didn't really expect. No Cinny, no... Oh, there is a Plusle. No Crocorock. There is a Metang. Is a Toucanon. No Monferno is actually really good for me. Monferno is something I was worried about. No Gloom. There is a Dax. There is a Tatsugiri. And there is a Frosmoth. I'll put that in my battle notes. And delete out these two. I think our lead is still Dedenne. We did not bring Shroodle. We did not bring Houndoom, Toadscruel, or Quaxwell. So looking at our opponent's team, very weak to rock. Kinda makes me want to lead Primeape. I'm looking at his team. What beats Primeape? Metang definitely can set rocks, which is not great for me. Because I don't have removal. So Dodrio is going to eat rocks when it comes in, which is not amazing. Misdreavus would be my answer to Metang's, but I do like being able to Volt Switch with Dedenne immediately and get in whatever I need to get in. 3 Eviolites is a little bad. Does our opponent have any knock? Our opponent has... Toucanon gets knock? I didn't realize that. Okay. Good luck, have fun. To Jirok, I think. Toucanon is the lead. Okay, so this is pretty good for me, unless it's Scarf. What can Toucanon do to me? Volt Switch is doing like 70 to 80. If I'm Specs, I one-shot him, so he's got to be a little worried about that. I can just click Volt here. The only way that's a bad play is if Plusle comes in, but I am willing to go for it and get some chip down immediately. We don't have Porygon Terra'd yet, so we don't have a good switch in to Toucan Sam. We're gonna have to figure that one out. May have to be Misdreavus, although I do really like Misdreavus into Metang. Could be... No, definitely could not be Primeape. It's a little hard. Okay, Sam hard switches, that's good for us. So could be Plusle coming in. I'm okay if it's Plusle coming in. It is A battery. A battery, okay. We do give it a boost, which is fine with me. So let's see, there is no Plusle set in the calc. So if it is Lightning Rod, Light Metal, it is +1 with Alluring Voice and Tera Fairy. Tera Fairy Gleam doesn't KO him, but a +1 Alluring Voice doesn't KO me either. And I am willing to go for Gleam once. I know I may be burning my Dedenne a little early, but Gleam looks like it's a clean 2-shot, depending on... Okay, there's the Tera immediately. Yeah, I'm seeing Alluring Voice, +1, Tera Fairy, doing 72 to 85. That is Tera Ice, my friend. I'm sorry I typed Tera Ice. You know what? Oh, good. Tera Blast looks like it's Scarf. That doesn't KO me either. Yeah, we do live. Opponent better late than never. Yeah, and that Gleam did about what I expected. So he is Scarf because we are 319 speed and Plusle caps out at 317. That did 231 damage. I'm just gonna do Tera Blast. 72 to 85. Yeah, that's probably timid. So I'm gonna switch. My ice type switch in is not a lot. Because I gave it a boost. Porygon can come in. Primeape against ice might 2-shot us. So I think it's gotta be Porygon. And then I think Porygon is my Tera of choice. I don't think Dedenne's got enough to get it done. So I will put Plusle here. We trace Lightning Rod, which does not matter because it's scarfed into ice. So we scarf. Tera Blast. Oh, that did a lot. And HP, he's chilling at, we're gonna say 49%. That sounds about right. I am gonna Tera here and just recover. I don't think I get punished for this for much because there's no Monferno, no Crocodile. So the only things that hit me for super effective are Body Press off of the Dachsbun, and about it. You know, nothing else really pressures me too badly. I guess Metang could run Earthquake, but I'm not super concerned about that. Metang doesn't get knockoff. I just realized that. Metagross does, doesn't it? Am I crazy? I might have forgot. Plusle does switch out. We will get our Tera up, and we will get back to full. Raider comes in. The Dachsbun. We do have Tera Blast for this that cleanly 2-shots. Let me quickly calc while we're waiting on this beautiful animation. If it is an Impish Dachsbun with Body Press, yeah, we 2-shot it before it 2-shots us. So we recover up, get back nice and healthy. Definitely threatens us. Oh wait, I'm looking at Primeape. Let's look at Porygon. Okay, Body Press does threaten to 2-shot us. Steel Tera Blast does KO it, but it's not great. So I can go into Lune here, because I do expect a Body Press. I will go into Misdreavus, because, you know, there's no way for Dachsbun to actually set up. So that helps us a little bit. Actually going to convert to sitting desk mode while I'm waiting on this turn to go. Oop, desk might break on me. It's Yawn. Okay, I should have went for Tera Blast, I guess. So I risk falling asleep now. So you can go for Body Press now with little issue, or Play Rough. It can 2-shot Porygon if he's max Fizz Def. Play Rough is not going to be great into Primeape though. Yeah, Play Rough 2-shots Primeape. If we look at Dodrio, I don't want to use Dodrio this early. Both of those risk not quite 2-shotting me, but close. I may have to go Dodrio early and just start breaking, because I did not bring a good defensive core for this. Okay, hard switches. What do you expect me to switch into, I wonder? Sam comes back in, so that's not good for me because my acrobatics is not online. Could have, I guess, went Dedenne to sack it, but I don't really want to sack it if I don't have to, but it looks like I'm going to have to now. So, could have done that a little bit better. He may fear the Brave Bird, may go for Beat Blast. I do think I'm going to go hard back into Lune without really thinking about it. Actually, Porygon was Terra'd, so Porygon may have been the safer play. Yeah, if you can't tell, Expedition 33 nicknames, just a really good game. I'm sure most people know, but I really enjoyed it, so I figured I would dedicate those names to that. I usually try to dedicate my nicknames to whatever game I'm currently playing. So we'll see what you click here. Maybe a Rock Blast, if I had to guess. Is a knockoff. Okay. Ow, that did a lot. But we do have the Pain Split, so I'm not feeling horrible. Could definitely just go for another knockoff. I do threaten you. Maybe I just hit Pain Split because I'm faster than you unless you're timid. So I can at least get a lot of health back. Okay, Sam switches, so I'm going to get some damage on something unless it's Plusle. Okay, it's not Plusle. That's nice. The Dachsbun comes back in. We will Pain Split up. Get a lot of health back. 178 is about... That's leftovers. 2/3 of your health. Yeah, it's about max health, Dachsbun, which makes sense. I'm not been keeping good notes. We know Toucan, it's knock off. We know Dax is Yawn. I don't think this threatens me with anything, at least in one hit. We don't do a lot to it if it's Spadef either. But I don't mind just going for an Icy Wind here on the potential of a Wish. Oh, we're faster anyway. Okay, this is like no speed Dax. Interesting. Goes for Wish. What are you going to switch into with a Wish? I mean, could definitely just Protect, but then that just lets me Pain Split again. It could be Frosmoth. I don't really want to give away my last move, but I do kind of like the prospect of going for a power gem here, because it does catch like Toucannon coming in as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go for power gem. I'm gonna try to make a read. Worst that happens is he doesn't protect, and Shadow Ball would have KO'd. Okay, that's fine. Still does a lot. Okay, off a crit. Shadow Ball probably doesn't KO there. Does just go for Yawn, which is fine. I don't want to let myself fall asleep. He saw last time that Dodrio was my initial switch in. So super slow. Very bulky. Yawn. Wish. Probably protect, which means probably only play rough or only body press. I'm gonna go Dedenne this time. I'm gonna try to be a little more aggressive. May bite me in the butt. We are faster. We don't know if our opponent switched or not. Item is leftovers. Leftovers. It does go for Wish again, which is fine. Something gets healthy here. Maybe Plusle. Makes me kind of want to go for Dazzling Gleam. I could also Draining Kiss. Does that get me out of range? No, Play Rough actually like one shot, or like two shots me almost, and Draining Kiss gives me like 20% back if he's Spadef. So I think just a Gleam here is my safest play, just because it doesn't let Plusle come back in and get back to full. Nuzzle would be nice, but I don't trust it. I almost ran like U-turn specs, which would have got us out of Plusle a lot safer earlier, but it just wasn't worth it. So, okay, Gleam does like 50%. And it's Alluring Voice. It's special Dachsbun. 50 special attack. Interesting. I guess to prevent my setup, he is back to almost full, so this guy is proving to be a lot more annoying than I thought it would be. Alluring Voice. So are you body press last? Probably not. Alluring Voice into Primeape. How much is that doing? I'm just gonna assume you're like bold now. Into Primeape. Alluring Voice is doing like 30 to 35%. Not that we're doing much back, but we get Rocks up, which is something. Rocks and then U-turn. I don't hate that. I know we're weak to the Alluring Voice, but it's not doing that much unless he's max special attack. Even then, it's not doing half, I don't think. So I'm just going to rock up here. It's fine. Stays in. Probably Alluring Voices, maybe Yawns. I could have run Vital Spirit. I'm kind of regretting not running Vital Spirit now. Yeah, should have run Vital Spirit. Could U-turn here, but I think I'm just going to hard switch into Porygon to, you know, not go to sleep. Because I don't know that he's body pressed now. He may run no Protect, but Protect makes so much sense with Wish Yawn. I don't want to take any chances. So Porygon, he probably doesn't expect the Tera Blast since we hard switched last time. We trace the Wellbake Body. Doesn't matter. I don't think my opponent has any fire type moves. Hard switches. Is it the Toucannon? Tell me it's the Toucannon. Impura, it is the Shrimp. The Tatsugiri. I think we look okay into it. Tatsugiri. Offensive Spinner doesn't two-shot us. Tri-Attack does a good chunk back. We could also go for the Discharge Para. But I do kind of just like going for Tri-Attack, getting some damage, seeing if it's like Specs or something. Because if it is Specs, we can switch out, switch back in on Surf and steal the Storm Drain. Unless he ran Commander, which would be kind of crazy. Okay, it's just Icy Wind, which we did anticipate. Icy Wind did 25, so we can get a good idea of what that is. Tri-Attack back does a little less than half. Icy Wind doing 25 is standard max special attack, which is fair. What do you expect me to switch into? Not sure. I could go into Primeape here to eat the Icy Wind. I don't hate it as a play, because our opponent's Tri-Attack switch-ins consist of Matang. And I don't want to show too many of my moves, but I don't have to. So I do kind of like going into this to eat an Icy Wind. I may regret this if I eat a Draco to the face. Okay, opponent did not switch. But we do get a boost if he Icy Winds again. Okay, Rapid Spins. That's a little unfortunate. That's 21, which is probably normal. Yeah, completely standard. And we are now at a 100 base power Rage Fist. So almost doing as much as Drain Punch. Drain Punch looks like a KO here. I'm going to go for it. If it has any kind of health, it's probably not a KO. But 38 into like 57. It does go for Draco. We should live this. We should have lived that. That does not KO without a crit. So we lost our rocks for the game. We lost our Spadef switch in. Tatsu is now at -2. And Dodrio, when he is at -2, Draco's still doing that much. Still doing 50%. Icy Wind's doing like 30%. It's not good. But we're going to bring in, because we would have knocked him out, healed up a little bit with Drain Punch there, had a 150 base power. Draco Meteor, or Rage Fist, but we get crit. Which is fine. Maybe we don't have a very good start to our season, and that's okay. Hard switches. I am just going for Trailblaze here. Tongue. We have not seen that yet. That is the Matang. What can you have that could hurt me? Actually not positive. Matang can run Ice Punch, Thunder Punch. So just go off the idea that you're max attack, adamant, Thunder Punch. It 2-shots, but Sitrus Berry puts me outside of range, and if I get to +2, Drill Run may KO. So we'll go for that. Meteor Mash. Barely a 2-hit KO. Don't get the attack boost, please. Sitrus Berry up. Suddenly our Acro is doubled. Let's not get the attack boost. I will just go for Drill Run. Unfortunately, it looks like 2 Meteor Mashes into a Bullet Punch. It does knock me out. If my opponent runs that much steel coverage, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, 2 Drill Runs do knock you out pretty easily. Psych Up. Deals my +2/+1. That's cool. That's a cool tech. So if Meteor Mash did barely over half. Yeah, Meteor Mash is barely over half. Then a Bullet Punch is doing a little less than that, so it shouldn't KO me here. Acro looks like... Nah, Acro probably doesn't KO. I need to risk the miss. This should not KO me. Okay, it does not KO me. Drill Run does not miss. We get a KO with Dodrio. And it's looking pretty good. If it's Beat Blast, 2 Cannon, we're feeling kind of bad. What other priority does my opponent have? Let's see. So we are now missing a Primeape, and we are missing... Oh, I already got rid of Dedenne. Our opponent does not have Matang anymore. 2 Cannon comes out. If it's a Beat Blast, it's Beat Blast. I've just got to go for the Acro and take my KO. Which is fine with me. Okay, it is Beat Blast. I can't do anything about that. I had to run contact moves with Dodrio. That's just the way of the Pokemon. We'll KO, but we will get burned, which is fine. So we do KO the 2 Cannon, which was a big threat. Surprise. Oh, actually, no. Plusle wouldn't make sense. So we're still technically in neutral with Acrobatics. So we're still pretty strong. I assume Dachsbun comes in here because it does eat the hit for free and Alluring Voices to knock me out. Here's Dax. Yeah, it's... I can save this, technically, to threaten Frosmoth later, because I'm calling the bluff that you don't have Body Press. Because Acro... Let's just go back to neutral against a Dachsbun. With no item is doing about half. So I'm okay going into Porygon. If you body press, then I kind of just lose anyway. I can't really 1v1 in Dachsbun. So, unfortunate. Hoping we just see the Alluring Voice here. Okay, just Wish, actually. That's fine. So I will go for Tera Blast here. Could definitely go into Tatsu. It's not the end of the world if they go into Tatsu. I have not revealed Tera Blast yet, so my opponent may not expect it. Could have went for Tri Attack and not shown it, I guess. That would have probably made more sense. Okay, it does hard switch. So, ooh, maybe Frosmoth? Mothra, okay. Cool. So we do get to see how much Tera Blast does at base. Hopefully some good damage. That's a cool Tera Blast. Okay. I mean, that's okay damage. I do need to get this out and back in. Normally, I would do that through Primeape. I do not have access to Primeape anymore. So, I think I go Dodrio. If it gets to +1, it gets to +1, and that's fine. I still threaten it with an aggro. So, Porygon with Ice Scales into this. We should be able to 1v1 it, I think. Don't quote me on that. It does just Quiver Dance. I wonder how fast you are. I forgot the name of you too, Frosmoth. +1 speed, you do outrun me. But you have to be timid. I'm going to go for Acro, hopefully get some damage. Because if you're modest... Yeah, you're not too scary. Because you don't outrun me anymore. Okay, you do outrun me. Actually, I may not have run enough speed for that. Yeah, I didn't run enough speed for that. Unfortunate. +1 Ice Beam, pretty scary. The Wish Pass was very smart, but we do have our one-time Golem that can check this. We'll go into that. I can Rock Polish. I don't know if that's the best idea. Our opponent is a +1 Golem. Heavy Slam always KOs. If you're at +1 and I'm at +2, you can outrun me. So I have to go for Heavy Slam, unfortunately. Oh, hard switches. Okay. So we can keep Golem at full, and it is still like a decent win con for the rest of the game. Tempura comes in. This still should do a decent chunk. Oh. More than a decent chunk. That's incredible. I can bring Porygon in here completely for free. And Golem is still okay for later, so I'm feeling okay about this, surprisingly. I've not been taking good notes at all. We know that Frosmoth is Ice, Beam, still Storm Drain, and QD. It is Surf. We steal the Storm Drain, get the boost. I think we Tera Blast relatively for free here. Or Tri Attack. Tera Blast hits... Actually, Tera Blast hits everything super effectively because Plusle's an Ice type. So, yeah, that's really good. And it should KO this. Okay, so we get a big hit off here. What comes in? Raider. Ooh, you're not going to like this +1 Tera Blast. Yeah, so you probably trade this for a Yawn, if I had to guess. Oh, we just KO it. Oh, that's amazing, Porygon. That's what we love to see. Okay. So Plusle doesn't threaten me at all. And I think it's with the +1 boost. Okay, Plusle comes in. Does Plusle get Trick? I'm actually not positive. Yeah, I think he gets Switcheroo. I'm going to just click Tera Blast. I'm not super concerned. It can Electric move me, but it's Scarf, so it's not going to do that much. So the Trace coming in absolute clutch. We gave up Dodrio. Our opponent has lost Dax. Tatsugiri is like nothing. We know that it is. Oh, Thunderbolt comes out. Tera would be annoying. Does 100 damage. Tera Blast easily KOs. You're at like 50%. I'm so glad I ended up going Steel. I think I was thinking Electric at one point. I was thinking Fire at one point. And I was thinking Normal, Ghost, and then I ended up landing on Steel just because it was the best possible option into Frosmoth. So really glad I went that. So Plusle's gone. Frosmoth comes in. It can QD up, but it's not the end of the world because I am a +1 Tera Blast. And I don't think, yeah, it doesn't KO me under any stretch of the imagination. I think the win con here for Frosmoth is a freeze into QD, which is not good, but as long as Golem doesn't also get frozen, I think we're okay. I guess, no, I can get +6, I don't really care. QD's once. Us being QD, and Tatsu we know is Surf, Icy Wind, Draco, Rapid Spin. It's like under 20. Okay, so Tera Blast does good damage. Frosmoth doesn't have a way to heal. And I can calc Porygon with Tera. Frosmoth is at +1, +1. Yeah, Ice Beam still not doing too much to me. It's doing like 30%, so it is a 2-shot here. I can just go into Misdreavus and sack it. It does beat Tatsu. Actually, everything beats Tatsu at this point, so I'm okay with going into Misdreavus. Because Golem always beats this outside of a freeze. So we should be in good shape, ignoring that, that one outcome. Does just Ice Beam. Totally fair play. Oh, wow. Okay, it just deletes Misdreavus. Frosmoth, kind of scary. And we will go back into Golem. We are sturdy. We do not care about Ice Beams. And the thing is, even if the F word does happen here, the big freeze, Porygon can still potentially 1v1 this. It's not looking great, but we can go for discharge paras. We can kind of recover Tera Blast, and we'll have the Ice Skills. Goes for Giga Drain. Shouldn't matter because I didn't click Earthquake. I think I clicked Heavy Slam. We do live that with Sturdy. This should one-shot. I don't think there's any world where you live a Heavy Slam. Yeah, we already hit you with a Steel move too once, so we knew you weren't Steel Berry. So Golem takes that KO, does exactly what I wanted it to do. We didn't need the boots either. Our opponent didn't set rocks, but we were putting up a lot of offensive pressure early, so I think that's probably why. Tatsu comes in, it probably Rapid Spin KOs me here. I will go for the Quake, just because why not? Does Rapid Spin KO. Just make sure you're faster than the 40 base speed Porygon, I guess. And then I don't think there's a way for this Tatsu to beat my Porygon. Because it seems like the standard offensive spinner set. Porygon gets to come in. And yeah, Tri-Attack should always KO this. We are Storm Drain. We are Terra Seal. A crit Draco, just out of curiosity, is doing 44% max. So I do believe we guaranteed win. Goes for the Draco. Does not get the crit. Would not have KO'd with the crit. So we do win week 1. But skin of our teeth. 1-0. Barely a win. But Porygon absolutely clutch. I almost made Porygon Quaxwell instead, and that would have been a tragedy. That would not have been as well. So Terra Steel Porygon, fantastic Pokemon. Unfortunately, I've shown my hand a little bit early because I don't have a natural Steel type. So I've been using Porygon as that. So I worry that people may prep for this in the future. But for this specific battle, it worked out so well. So GG's to our opponent. We are 1-0 now in the UNPL. I don't expect that winning record to go on forever, but we are having fun right now, and we'll have another battle next week, and we will see you there.